our Sergeant in Arms, Dr. Ravi Verma, to please call up
Check.
our President, please.
Good evening all. I request your kind attention to the dais, please.
This meeting of Rotary Club of Madras is called to order. May I now hand out the proceedings to MC.
Thank you, President. Calling Ms. Shruti to present the invocation song.
எடுத்த காரியம் யாவினும் வெற்றி, எடுத்த காரியம் யாவினும் வெற்றி, வெற்றி எடுத்த காரியம் யாவினும் வெற்றி, எங்கு நோக்கினும் வெற்றி வெற்றி. எடுத்த காரியம் யாவினும் வெற்றி, எங்கு நோக்கினும் வெற்றி. மற்றாங்கே விடுத்த வாய்மொழிக்கெங்கெனும் வெற்றி, வேண்டினேனு கருளினன் காடி. விடுத்த வாய்மொழிக்கெங்கெனும் வெற்றி, வேண்டினேனு கருளினன் காடி. எடுத்த காரியம் யாவினும் வெற்றி, தடுத்து நிற்பது தெய்வதமேனும் சாறு மானுடமாகினும், தடுத்து நிற்பது தெய்வதமேனும் சாறு மானுடமாகினும், அத்தை படுத்து மாய்பள் அருட்பெருங்காளி. பாரில் வெற்றி என கூறுமாறு படுத்து மாய்பள் அருட்பெருங்காளி. பாரில் வெற்றி என கூறுமாறு எடுத்த காரியம் யாவினும் வெற்றி, எண்ணும் எண்ணங்கள் யாவினும் வெற்றி, எங்கும் வெற்றி எதனினும் வெற்றி. எண்ணும் எண்ணங்கள் யாவினும் வெற்றி, எங்கும் வெற்றி எதனினும் வெற்றி. கண்ணுமாறுயிரும் என நின்றாள் காளி, கண்ணுமாறுயிரும் என நின்றாள் காளி. தாயிங்கு எனக்கருள் செய்தாள், கண்ணுமாறுயிரும் என நின்றாள் காளி. தாயிங்கு எனக்கருள் செய்தாள், எடுத்த காரியம் யாவினும் வெற்றி, எங்கும் வெற்றி எதனினும் வெற்றி. எடுத்த காரியம் யாவினும் வெற்றி,
Thank you, Shruti. May I call our President, Rotarian Ramkumar, to address.
Happy evening to all. Respected Chief Guest, Sri R. Bhupati, Distinguished Awardee Padma Shri Sri T.N. Manoharanji, District Governor Dr. Nandakumar, Rotarian K.S. Natarajan, distinguished dignitaries and invitees, Rotary District officials, well-wishers of RCME, members from press and media, visiting Rotarians. My dear RCMEians, aunts and aunts, a very warm welcome to you all for our prestigious Dronacharya award. Guru Dronacharya was a legendary and illustrious teacher of Mahabharata era. He taught royal princes of both Pandavas and Kauravas. It is his teachings which made all his disciples from both the princely clan masters of all the arts related to warfare. Why Dronacharya is considered to be one of the best gurus of that era? The character of Dronacharya tells us how important one's duty is when compared to any other aspect. That is the reason he is considered one of the best teachers. So our founders at RCME has thought that honoring any guru or teacher in his name will be appropriate to honor the recipient. We confer this prestigious award on a deserving candidate who has done yeoman service to the community in teaching and upbringing of the students. When I heard from Sri Manoharan sir how he used to travel to teach the students and go an extra mile in educating them, we feel that he is the ideal choice for this award. Thus, our jury has unanimously selected Padma Shri Sri T.N. Manoharan sir for his selfless contribution to the society. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you very much for accepting this prestigious award. Today, we have Sri R. Bhupati, founder, former president, Institute of Chartered Accountants amongst us as our distinguished chief guest for this occasion. A very warm welcome to you, sir, as well. Your presence has glorified this occasion. Thank you very much for accepting to be the chief guest today. A very warm welcome to our own Rotarian Dr. Nandakumar, District Governor, Rotary International, District 3232, for coming today as guest of honor. We thank you for your participation this evening, DG. Rotarian K.S. Natarajan is our member and correspondent Saraswati Vidyalaya, a prestigious school with good track record in upbringing numerous students. Rotarian Natarajan has voluntarily come forward to support this event by sponsoring year after year. A very warm welcome to you, Natarajan ji, and we truly appreciate your continued support. I welcome members of the press and media who have given good coverage about the good works done by Rotary Club of Madras East. I also welcome distinguished dignitaries, invitees, Rotary district officials, well-wishers of RCME, members of Saraswati Vidyalaya, visiting Rotarians, RCMEans, aunts and annettes for this joyous occasion. Rotary Club of Madras East is one of the respected and prestigious clubs in Chennai, Rotary International District 3232. We were chartered in the year 1985. Service above self is the motto of Rotary International. We at RCME follow it to the core. Today, with more than 180 plus members, it is the second largest club in this district in terms of contribution to the community at large. We have very good committed members who come forward voluntarily for all the activities. RCME has always endured to take up impactful projects for the cause of humanity, be it in health, vocation, community development or environment in the past 37 years. So far, we have done projects worth of 60 crores, more than 60 crores. Our projects have impacted more than 1 lakh lives so far. We at RCME look forward to continuation of good and sustainable projects. Just to touch upon some of our sustainable projects, Annai Satyanagar, a slum in the heart of Chennai, has been totally made into good residential locality. We have provided infrastructure and also worked with them in providing vocational training and employment to those people. Winners Bakery. This project has been regarded as one of the noteworthy projects by Rotary International. This has been made with the participation of Greater Chennai Corporation and Hot Breads. Here we train the students in baking course. So far we have achieved 100% placement of the students. Uniqueness of this project is the produce is sold through the outlet at the premises and the profits are again plowed back and used for all corporation school children. We have a project called Wings to Fly to do that. We have two community colleges, one in Alvarpet and another in Thoraipakam, wherein we run courses like nurses training, lab technician. To tell you, last year our college has been adjudged as one of the best college by IMA. And our students have got secured about 4 state ranks last year. And we have achieved 100% placement of all the students last year. Accounting, soft skills, plumbing, tailoring, BPO operations. All these courses are offered free. Apart from the training, we also help them in placements. For all the courses, we have industry partners. Another projects, Tiny Hearts, in partnership with Apollo Hospitals, heart surgery to the infant. So far, we have done 500 surgeries free of cost. Project Drishti, helping blind people to overcome the disability through smart vision glasses with artificial intelligence. Project Shakti, identification and prevention of breast cancer and cervical cancer with a budget of about 85 lakhs has been proposed for this year, and the same has been launched by RI President this year when she came to Chennai. Apart from the above, we have donated a cancer screening bus to an NGO called Pennalam. This project has been regarded as one of the best projects featured from India by Rotary International during their centennial year. Oxygen plants have been installed at Rajiv Gandhi Government Hospital and Police Hospital, inaugurated through the hands of our Health Minister Thiru Ma Subramaniam. Project Orange, hybrid vision centers for combating avoidable blindness. We have done 8 centers which will impact 5 lakh population annually. E-Shala, providing smart classrooms. So far we have done more than 200 classrooms in various schools run by Ramakrishna Math and Vivekananda Vidyalaya schools. Upgradation of school infrastructure done for about 25 schools with the help of Cognizant Foundation. Providing lab facilities at Seragu Montessori School near Avadi, where children from nomadic communities and lesser privileged are taught in one of the best curriculums, with a budget of about 35 lakhs is proposed for this year. Under environment, we have restored a big lake of about 150 plus acres near Tambaram. Under youth services, we have 6 schools and 1 college where we impart leadership skills to the youth from the young age through various programs. All these projects we are able to do with the participation of all our members and contributions from CSR partners and our own members. Our club has had the singular honor of having international visiting dignitaries, the President of India, the Prime Minister of India, several central and state ministers of India and Tamil Nadu participate in our activities and motivated us. Today we once again feel humbled and honored with the presence of such eminent dignitaries. With these few words, I once again welcome all of you. Thank you.
President, would you please honor the chief guest, Mr. R. Bhupati, with a punnade and a bouquet? May I request the guest of honor, Mr. Rotarian Natarajan, to please honor our guest of honor, please. And request Rotarian Shivram to honor the awardee, Mr. Manoharan. We certainly don't want to forget our sponsor, so request Rotarian Prabhuram to honor our sponsor, Rotarian Natarajan. I request Rotarian Shivram, Director Community Services, to tell us a little bit about this award.
Good evening, everyone. Let me start with a small shloka. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmat Acharya Paryantam Vande Shri Guru Parampara. Salutation to the great lineage of right from Lord Shiva in the middle of Shri Adi Shankaracharya, and to my great gurus who are sitting on the dais, Shri Bhupati sir and Shri Manoharan sir. To all the teachers, my humble salutations. It gives me an immense pleasure to talk about this Dronacharya award. The Rotary Club of Madras East instituted this award in the year 2008 to recognize the exemplary teachers who have gone beyond the call of the duty to strive of their excellence in teaching. This is a wonderful opportunity for us to recognize the service of such gurus who enlighten and enrich the lives of the youth of this country. There are also those who have mentored and guided people of all ages to excel in their chosen work and to contribute to the society. As the President said, the award is aptly named after the great Guru Sri Dronacharya, who was the Guru for Kauravas and Pandavas. For the last 13 years, we had the pleasure of honoring and recognizing the contribution of such teachers of par excellence. Some of the past recipients includes Dr. Vasudha Prakash, founder of We Excel Trust, Mrs. J.R. Krishnaswamy of Maduram Narayanam Center of Exceptional Children, Mrs. Rebecca Dreipandian, founder, Joint Secretary of Tamil Nadu Association of Teachers of Deaf, Shri Yogacharya Sridharan of Krishnamacharya Yoga Mandram, Ms. Kasturi Devaraj of Opportunity School, Mr. Patrick Rajkumar of Indian Blind Cricket Team, Shri Jaspal Rana, National Coach of Indian Pistol Shooting Team. Adding to this illustrious list today would be another gem that adorns the beautiful collection, Padma Shri awardee, Shri T.N. Manoharan sir, the former President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, the current IDBI Chairman. I thank RCME for giving me this opportunity to chair one of the most heartwarming of awards, and I would like to thank my jury, my committee members, and all those who have helped me bring this forth today. Let me end this with a quote of Swami Vivekananda: find the teacher, serve him a child, open your heart to his influence, see him the God manifested. Thank you.
Now that we know a little bit about the award, let's hear about the awardee, our prestigious Mr. T.N. Manoharan. He'll be introduced by our very own Rotarian Nagalakshmi.
Very warm welcome to one and all from Rotarian Nagalakshmi, and including my esteemed gurus on the dais. Our awardee for the Dronacharya night today is someone so prolific, so revered, so renowned, so popular even among the masses that he needs little introduction. Well, you're right. He is nothing short of a superstar in a CA fraternity. Who would not know about him? As an ardent student of his from yesteryears, I have had this golden opportunity to sit there and listen to these doyens of taxation. This is a feeling that can only be experienced, and seldom words can do justice to it. Having been given this very venerable task of introducing the awardee, I felt that there would be no better way to do this than through a small poetic lore that captures the essence of not just his accomplishments, but dwells equally importantly on the wonderful human being that he is. This poem draws inspiration deeply from another poem written by one of the awardee's dear students, Miss Sunita Anil Kumar. And so with my humble pranam and a Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, I read my salutation cum awardee introduction as thus. A thorough professional to the core, a man our fraternity deeply adores, a walking encyclopedia on taxation that many look up to your guidance in veneration. Your several commitments never deter your patience or care. You have always stood by your students to ensure that they excellently fare. Making the so very complex taxation seem simple is your special gift. Little wonder your solutioning to cases not just in tax, legal or restructuring is really swift. As a standing example that great people are humble indeed, in thoughtfulness, helpfulness or kindness from the front you always lead. As words fall short to capture the essence of your worth, do forgive any shortcoming as it ain't coming from a P.B. Shelley or Wordsworth. While to tell about you there is still so much more, our regard and admiration for you is nothing short of a lore. Truly fortunate are those who have learnt from this God. And in saying, there shall be no second TNM, I shall not be flawed. To sum up, as an able administrator wielding several high offices at state and central level, a maze solver who's been the brainchild behind several complex restructuring exercises, a boardroom strategist having served on the boards of several large PSU and blue chip corporates and banks, a National Padma Shri awardee, a For the Sake of Honor and Lifetime Achievement awardee from the Rotary International, an academician par excellence, and above all, a benevolent guru who has spent decades molding sharp young minds, much like himself, to carve a mark for themselves and to serve mankind. It is my great honor and privilege to have introduced our Dronacharya awardee for the evening, Shri T.N. Manoharan ji. Thank you.
May I request Rotarian Babu Krishnamurthy to read the citation?
Good evening, friends. I'd like to first say my salutations to my two gurus on the dais, both Mr. Bhupati and Mr. Manoharan. They were people who started off on the ladder that later became my career. Dronacharya Award 2022 citation. A good teacher can inspire hope, ignite imagination, and instill the love of learning. For a vast majority who walked into the hallowed gates of the CA Institute to pursue this daunting course, there was but one beacon of torch that laid a path, and that was none other than Shri T.N. Manoharan. To T.N. Manoharan, born into an agricultural family in a small village and leading a Spartan life, realization came while in class 11, as he stood within the top 3 ranks in his class and also got the 3rd prize in an elocution competition, that he will walk the hard path towards pursuing excellence in academics. In July 1983, he qualified as a chartered accountant and continued to work pro bono for his partner who was sick and needed his support. After his guru's passing in 1984, young Manoharan set up his own firm, Manoharan Chowdhury and Associates, and his erstwhile firm's clients migrated to him. Starting from a small 300 square feet office, MCA as it's called today has over 26 partners and is present in 13 locations with over 300 staff members and a clientele that consists of who is who in India. In 1985, Mr. Manoharan cleared law from the Madras Law College. He took up representation work before tax authorities, Enforcement Directorate, and Railway Rates Tribunal. By 1990, he became a specialist at handling income tax rate cases before the Settlement Commission. Articulate, he could make difficult and boring topic in accounting or law into a fascinating discussion. He soon became a much sought after speaker within the CA community for a wide range of topics from tax, accounting to governance and economy. He also started teaching at the CA Institute, and his packed lectures would be filled with anecdotes and stories. Intellectually endowed, it is only a matter of time before his first book, which was a collection of his lectures, became a reality. Manoharan, the author, was born. Hailing from a family of freedom fighters, serving the society was not far behind for Manoharan. He contested the Central Council in 2000 and 2003, stood first with a record vote percentage. He maintained the highest standards of ethical and moral code of conduct in his role as a Central Council member. Manoharan went on to serve the CA community as the Vice President for 2 terms and as the All India President of ICAI. He was respected by the government, the fraternity, and all the stakeholders for his fair and unbiased approach. Laurels piled on him for his astute stewardship at the beleaguered Satyam Computers. NDTV Profit recognized him with the Business Leadership Award, and CNN IBN gave him the Indian of the Year Award. Earlier, he navigated a troubled Sahara to an honorable closure at the behest of RBI. At a national level, recognition for his selfless efforts had to coin. 2010, for his selfless efforts, came in the way of the prestigious Padma Shri Award. For being a teacher exemplar and espousing highest levels of ethics and transparency in his avowed profession, Rotary Club of Madras East, along with Saraswati Vidyalaya, have great pleasure in conferring the Dronacharya Award on T.N. Manoharan on this day, the 6th of October 2022. Signed, Rotarian T.V. Ramkumar, President, Rotary Club of Madras East. Rotarian K.S. Natarajan, Correspondent, Saraswati Vidyalaya. Thank you.
I request our chief guest, Mr. C.A. Bhupati, to present the award to our awardee, Mr. T.N. Manoharan. Thank you, sir. May I request Mr. T.N. Manoharan to say a few words?
Distinguished dignitaries and Rotarians on and off the dais, it gives me immense pleasure to be part of this evening's memorable occasion and function, so professionally conducted. Dronacharya Award is something special to me for 3 reasons. First and foremost, because it is being conferred upon me by 2 renowned institutions, Rotary Club of Madras East and Saraswati Vidyalaya Senior Secondary School, who are known for their commendable contribution in the respective fields to the society and the nation at large. And therefore, it's my bounden duty to thank the President of this Rotary Club of Madras East, T.V. Ramakumar, and his colleagues because all of them came and met me with my good friend R.M. Narayanan and requested, and I was surprised and readily accepted. And so also Rotarian Natarajan, who is the correspondent of the educational institution which has joined this, gesture of recognizing my humble and little contribution to the student fraternity. Second reason is because it is being given to me, it was given to me by my own guru, R. Bhupati, who taught me taxation in the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, in the presence of Rotarian Governor Nandakumar, which shows the significance of this meeting amongst the Rotary fraternity. And third, because it's special, because if you ask me, you have been engaged in many spheres in public life and so also in your own professional endeavors, which one is so fascinating and dear to your heart? I would say it was the teaching activity that was dear to my heart. And all the awards so far conferred upon me, which were mentioned as part of my profile, were given for other so-called contributions or accomplishments. But this is the first award which is given recognizing my role as a guru. Therefore, I would cherish and hold it forever as something special in my life. In fact, considering that time constraint, let me narrate few specific things attributable to my journey as a teacher. When Arun Jaitley, former law minister, came to one of our conferences, he narrated that after he qualified as a graduate, he was in a dilemma whether to do law or CA. In fact, I am a CA as well as a law graduate, and I have both my CA friends and law friends here. So with the liberty of my intimacy with them, I am narrating this. So seek your indulgence, especially from lawyer friends. So he was in a dilemma whether to choose between this or that. So he consulted his uncle, who was practicing in the Supreme Court then. So he asked him this question, and his uncle replied to him, CA is difficult to pass, law is difficult to fail. And Arun Jaitley said, I chose the easy option. In fact, because the course was considered as difficult, we became popular. Those who taught for CA students were most sought after. And one of the bottleneck topics or subjects for the students was taxation. So that gave the added weightage to faculties teaching taxation. Because accounting standards don't change often or frequently, costing whatever it is. But taxation keeps changing every year, maybe during the year also. And there are case laws, circulars, notifications. In fact, when we were students, the moment teacher steps on the dais, we used to absorb everything as if it is gospel truth. But CA students are not like that. They may not know the subject, but they can easily find out whether the teacher knows the subject or not. So you have to be geared up and prepared. And do your homework properly, otherwise you can be caught unaware. A student may say, sir, today Economic Times says this decision is contrary to what you are teaching. So that was the vigil and alertness of the CA students. So therefore it was challenging. In fact, one of my friend who started teaching prior to me, I asked him, how was your experience? Because I am going to venture into it. He said, Manoharan, after my first class, I was totally relieved. At last it got over. One student came running and said, sir, you are greater than mother. I was flabbergasted. I never thought I taught so wonderfully, but why is he paying such an encomium to me? I asked him how. He said, mother can put only one child to sleep at a time. But you have put so many to sleep. But my experience was not as bad as that. I managed to start primarily because I had reverence to my own teachers right from whatever, I mean, those days there was no LKG, UKG, first standard onwards. So maybe what I saw in terms of my reverence to my teachers, I got it back when I took up on teaching. Second thing is there was always a sense of satisfaction when you share what little you know in terms of knowledge dissemination, because one of the admirable dharmas is sharing knowledge. And the third thing is the nobility attached to this profession, teaching profession. If you realize that nobility and teach, it is exciting and it's enchanting to pursue. So these factors enabled me to, pursue this journey in spite of hectic commitments, but I thoroughly enjoyed. And today, world over, when we meet our students, in fact, whatever I'm saying as my experience can be repeated for Mr. Bhupati also. So when we meet, one thing you will understand, the Guru-Sishya relationship is something unique because it is always genuine. If you have done it with all the nobility, a student who meets you after 10 years or after, like Nagalakshmi met me this evening, she passed in spite of sitting in the first row of my class. So genuine relationship, because they don't think what the Guru gave is as a quid pro quo for the fees they paid. They think the fee was just a token, minuscule of what they got back. That is the feeling a teacher has to create in the minds of the students. Then that nobility gets validated or sanctified. Second thing is, even last week I was in Sydney and I could see the kind of respect that came from those who attended the classes, those who read the textbooks, even though they did not attend the classes. That's something, that lasts forever, permanent, genuine, permanent. And, a few months back I was in London. I visited one of my students' house, Krishna Rao, from Alapi, migrated there. And every time I stood up, he stood up. And unless I was, and all his grown-up daughters were teasing him. But he said, no, this is my respect to my Guru. Even at this age, that is how, and they are always generous. We would have taught them one subject out of so many subjects. But when they meet us, they say, sir, because of you, I'm a chartered accountant. How generous they are. Disproportionate credit being given. All this is because we not only taught the syllabus, we taught beyond the syllabus. Syllabus we taught explicitly. Beyond the syllabus, we taught impliedly by conduct. Discipline in terms of punctuality, in terms of sincerity, in terms of honoring commitment. Any commitment given as a teacher, either individually or collectively, must be honored at any cost. No excuses. The culture of crossing the finishing line always, never aborting what you undertook halfway through. All these qualities, discipline, when you demonstrate. I've never walked into my classroom even 1 minute late all through my teaching career. I never cancelled periodicity, regularity. And the day I realized I don't have control of my time to adhere to all these virtues, I discontinued teaching. So that should be the approach, because the value of youth is far more important and valuable than your own time, because after all, you are settled in life. And if you don't, you can tell your client, I'm busy, you come next week. Still the client will come. But for that youth, unless he completes his classes, writes the exam, qualifies, his qualifying gets delayed by 6 months, that could be making world of difference to his own future. And when we taught, if you teach syllabus, actually you are trying to build a future for him. Actually, it is sometimes illusion, because future is so uncertain, you cannot predict. So when you teach beyond syllabus for his life, the value system, you are not trying to build a future for him, you are building him for the future. Whatever be the future, he will succeed. by following those value systems, virtues. So from that perspective, the journey was really exciting. And if you ask me, are there any nostalgic memories? Quickly, if I can say, I used to go to rural areas where there are no teaching faculties at my caste, stay there for 3 days, hold classes in a school or whatever it is, institute branch. And those days there was no mobile phone. I was a proprietor. So in the lunch hour, I used to rush to a PCO, public call office, dial my office, give instructions, take updates. It used to be strenuous. I used to even think, am I doing the right thing? Those thoughts will occur. But after 1.5 months, when the results come, and you start receiving those postcards those days, there was no email, all those things. Postcard saying, sir, I was a topper in my school, but after joining C, I was continuously failing. But after attending your class, I passed. When that postcard brings that good news, you will have the urge of including 2 more rural areas to go and cover for the next exam. That is how. The second thing is, many students, I always had a percentage, without any limitation, students who could attend without paying the fee from poor background. After qualifying, they'll get placement. Within 1 or 2 years, many of them used to come and say, sir, now we can afford to pay, we want to pay. I used to say, this is not a loan. I helped you when I could. Now you are in a position to help someone who cannot afford to pursue the education. So it should go like a baton. This generosity, benevolence has to be inculcated over generation after generation and not a kind of reciprocation to me. Third thing, I distinctly remember when I go for crash courses, it used to be 9 to 6. One day in Kochi, after the first day was over, the students surrounded me and said, sir, we have a request. I thought I've killed them. Or, 9 to 6, almost 8 hours with break and all that is strenuous. So they are coming for some dilution. But the contrary was their intention. They said, sir, you have 3 days only. So 1 day is already gone. Next 2 days, can you do it 6 to 6? 12 hours with lunch break. That was so, gratifying to me. I said, why not? And we did 6 to 6. So that kind of connect between the guru and student. And then, greeting, showing reverence in private places or forums is fine. But in public places, I'm sure, as I said, I've given the preamble, whatever I say will apply to Mr. Bhupati also. In public places, in airports, hotels, the other day I was standing in the queue for boarding announcement. A lady of 45 years with 2 kids and husband, she left them and came to me and said, sir, I'm 1995 batch of your classes. And after pleasantries exchange, sir, if you don't mind, I was thinking she wanted to take a selfie. In fact, the person next to me, known to me, said, can I take with our selfie? No. I want to take blessings. So touch the feet in the presence of so many people. You feel, you don't know whether it's embarrassing or you feel delighted that such a reverence. So these are all, and in every batch we used to wish the students all the very best for the exam. Last session will always be motivating them, guiding them how to prepare, how to present and all that, so that they can definitely succeed. But let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, after I gave up professional activity and got into public life, like Sahara was mentioned, Satyam was mentioned, Canara Bank, Lakshmi Vilas Bank, now IDBI in AFID. Whatever task was assigned to me by RBI or government, every such occasion, all my students, wherever they were across the globe, through email or, who could connect with me, said, all the best. You do well, you will succeed. I think that gave me this energy to perform, and I owe it to them, including the Padma Shri Award. I think it is their wishes and prayers that got me Padma Shri. And the last 2 points I want to mention is, We have been formal teachers, so therefore we are recognized. But let me tell you, all of us are teachers. All of you are teachers because you are teaching as a parent, as a sibling, as a superior, or in the workplace. Everywhere, all of you are teaching. You know, like B.S. Purushottam is trainer for this club. So he is training. So this training, teaching, imparting knowledge, skills, shaping, molding, grooming, nurturing another human being, all of us are teaching. That let us pursue it with a sense of happiness and satisfaction. In fact, I used to hear some say, why you are spending so much time and effort to train somebody, groom somebody, because you will train him, after some time he will leave. So what happens? I used to say, it is not spending time and effort or money. It is investing time and effort and money on some human being to be groomed. And you are asking me, what if you train and he leaves? I want to ask you, what if I don't train and he stays? Situation would be much worse. And why should we train only hoping that he should continue to work for me alone? Train with a social objective of bringing up another excellent professional or human being. And then, even if he migrates, lifelong he will remember you as his Dronacharya. That will be much more fulfilling than what he could have paid back to your organization. So mistakes are painful when they occur, but cumulatively we call them as experience. Experience is a peculiar teacher, unlike us conventional teachers. We teach the lessons and then conduct tests. Experience puts you to test and allows you to learn lesson out of it. But we won't have lifetime enough to learn out of our own experience. That's why we need people to share their experience and pick up that wisdom and inculcate in us. So from that perspective, let us continue this role in a subtle way in whatever walk of life we are doing. The last point I want to mention and conclude is, actually, teaching academia should be given due recognition in the country. We say 4 pillars of democracy: legislation, judiciary, executive, and media. There should be 5 pillars, including the teaching fraternity. Because teachers can make unemployable youth employable. Teachers can mold the character, can build the character of the youth of the nation. And third, they can also participate in policy formulation. In fact, many of the developed economies have come up only because of the triangular collaborative effort. Policymakers, industry entrepreneurs, and academia of renowned educational institutions who do research and who have all the valuable inputs and contributions. So therefore, one generation gave theosophy to humanity, another generation built monuments, yet another generation agricultural revolution, further industrial revolution, and last generation contributed to technological revolution, software revolution. This generation is embarking upon digital revolution. But let it also embark upon not just a digital revolution, but also moral revolution. And that can be best achieved by recognizing teachers. And in that perspective, I think I once again appreciate Rotary Club of Madras East and Saraswati Vidyalaya for instituting this award and recognizing, because it is symbolic of all the human beings. Thank you very much for the golden opportunity. I thoroughly cherish. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Manoharan, for that very inspiring address to our club. And I must say, RCME is equally proud to honor you with the Dronacharya Award. We are proud that we have selected such an eminent personality like yourself, and we are certainly going to pat ourselves on the back for that. May I now request Rotarian Natarajan to address?
Thank you. Good evening, all. It's a very pleasant and it's a privilege and an honor to be in front of all of you. This is another home for me, Rotary Club of Madras East, And so let me thank, first of all, the President, Secretary, all the members of my extended family of Rotary Club of Madras East for giving me and Saraswati Vidyalaya the opportunity to be part of such an excellent program, and also the privilege of being a sponsor for this event. We have the my photo of my mother is here. She was the founder and chairman of Saraswati Vidyalaya. I seek her blessings on this day, and she was an exemplary teacher, and I am happy that we are able to get together with the Rotary Club on this wonderful occasion and also be part of various other programs which the Rotary Club does. Mr. Manoharan, Mr. Bhupati, and Mr. Nandakumar, Rotarian Nandakumar, thank you so much for being here and honoring us. Each of you is busy and has a lot of commitments in your own schedule. So thank you so much for being with us today. Rotary Club of Madras East has a lot of commitments in terms of the service activities, and Saraswati Vidyalaya is happy that we can bring our coordinators, our senior teachers, some students also for a program of this nature. I want my students also to please stand up and be recognized so that, yes, these are students. We are happy that we are able to present them in such a wonderful meeting and also be inspired. The purpose of Saraswati Vidyalaya, please be seated, of being part of these sort of programs is to inspire both my teachers to see great gurus and great academicians, as well as to inspire my children to be part of environment which encourages learning, discipline, as well as being able to serve society. Let me thank once again the team for the Dronacharya Award, Mr. Prabhuram and the team. Thank you so much for all the work you have done, and had an excellent invocation, the MC, the word of thanks, the citation. All of this has been prepared with a lot of love and affection. Thank you for arranging this program in such a wonderful manner and including Saraswati Vidyalaya in all this. Thank you for all the work which we have been able to do together, and I am sure we will continue this association for a very long time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. May I request Rotarian Ms. Anuradha Giri, Assistant Governor, to introduce our District Governor, Rotarian Dr. Nandakumar.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Salutations to all the dignitaries on the dais. It is indeed my honor to introduce our District Governor, Rotarian Dr. N. Nandakumar, to this august audience, who is a guru by himself for us in the Rotary District 3232. Dr. fondly addressed as Nanda by his friends is an esteemed dental surgeon holding a master's in oral maxillofacial surgery and diplomate and fellowship in oral implantology. His journey as a dentist spans over 25 years, and he is the proprietress of 2 private clinics in the heart of Chennai city and is much sought after for his dental service in private clinics. Rotarian Dr. Nandakumar, an established Rotarian, has served and excelled as the President of Rotary Club of Madras Vadapalni in 2008 and 2009. From then on, his leadership journey up the ladder in Rotary is embellished with various prestigious positions in the district, which includes leading the district in all the avenues of service and excelling in each one of them. His enthusiasm and dedication to the service of mankind was reflected in the initiation of the medical and artificial limb rehabilitation camp Project Dhanvantri at Jaffna, Sri Lanka. His leadership had no boundaries to excel, and one such achievement by Dr. Nanda was the organization of a mega dental exhibition inaugurated by past Rotary International President Gary Huang, which was attended by over 5,000 general public and differently abled people. An overwhelming Rotary public image was exhibited by Dr. Nanda, a talk of the district project, Smile Chennai, in association with the Indian Dental Association to create awareness on dental hygiene, where more than 25,000 children participated at Sri Ramachandra University campus in 2017-18. In both his professional and Rotary life, the innumerable awards he has received over the years, like the Most Valuable Rotarian in 2014-15 and the Plaque of Honor by the Indian Dental Association in 2018, are a mark of his dedication and determination. Dr. Nandakumar and Dr. Sumedha are Level 2 major donors to the Rotary Foundation. Dr. Nandakumar and Dr. Sumedha are a couple who are looked up to by others for their distinguished lifestyle. Dr. Sumedha, a senior practicing dental consultant specialized in cosmetic and laser dentistry, is past club secretary of Rotary Club of Chennai Towers and was adjudged as one of the top 5 club secretaries in the year 2017-18. The couple are blessed with 2 children, Abhishek, pursuing his master's in computer science, and daughter Diya, who is pursuing a bachelor's in business management. My heartfelt thanks to the members of Rotary Club of Madras East for giving me this wonderful opportunity to introduce our district governor. Thank you so much.
May I request Dr. Nandakumar to address?
President Ramakumar, Secretary Prabhu, and of course the chief guest for the day, Mr. Bhupati, and of course the awardee who's here today. I'm sure it's a different moment for him, but before I come to him, congratulations to Rotary Club of Madras East, because I think when I was thinking, when I was sitting there and reflecting on the many awards I've seen over the years, it's in many forums you see these awards. I've been in the healthcare space and of course in different forums that we see in Rotary and outside. What I do find here today is you've set the bar very high. And when you set the bar very high, you've also looked at how you are going to be recognizing or what you should be proud for yourselves that you've given this award to a man who truly deserves it. That's something which you should look back upon, because not many people will truly be, many times we look back and say, should we have given an award to this person or should we have not given him this award? And this goes back and forth in many forums. And as somebody who's seen this over the years, I can be very cynical and say that this is not acceptable at all. But here today, you've given an award to somebody you can truly say that you've done a great job, and all of your members will be truly proud that you have done it. Thanks to past President Araman, I think, for making sure that you've got the honor of getting such an awardee to the club, and to the president and to the team which went behind it. Thank you for choosing such an awardee, and of course to all the members in this club who are present here today. This is a defining moment in many ways, because you get to see the best of what is there out there, and that is what you saw here when you listened to him when he was speaking over here, because he was not taking a class. We were listening to truly what I would call a legend or a doyen of the profession, and that's something which you don't get every day. And he gave you all the life's lessons, not his lessons on taxation. That's something which we all stood and or heard for that 15 minutes that we listened to him. Thank you, sir, for that wonderful speech that you gave, because that moral education, what you talked about, is something that this world sadly lacks today. And that's something old school truly needs to bring to the current day world, because the world has changed, and it is happening in many professions. But I can see that in your own profession, it has not much happened. In the healthcare space, things have changed. You don't see what you see here today. The dedication, the devotion, the determination, what he was telling, talking, and practicing, that is much to be not seen anywhere in these days. And truly, it's been a pleasure listening to him to whatever he heard or what we heard him to speak. And that's something which we all need to emulate and learn from. Because such people truly lead us on that path where we think what we think we need to really go. And some things which I truly felt today was that today's awardee was something which we have not seen in many, many years in Rotary, simply because he kept on and on talking about teaching. That's a very rare practice, you know. You don't get a chartered accountant talking about teaching on and on and on. And he's been doing that relentlessly. From whatever I could see or hear about him in his citation or when he was talking about it, he was passionate about his teaching abilities, and that too in a profession where I think a certain percentage of them only pass. And I have a family full of them who belong to this profession. So when I look back and see that that he belongs to that profession and he's been teaching it for a long time, and that too with such a lot of enthusiasm, without any decline in the enthusiasm, rather the enthusiasm seems to be increasing with age. That's something which I would really applaud him for. For many of you out here, I need to remind you that I have been a professor and head of a unit at Ramchandra as a teaching faculty for over 16 years. And I know that it's a thankless job being there as a teacher wherever you are. And I'm sure for all the good times he enjoyed, he also came across many who never crossed the bridge. And I'm sure he should be very thankful to them, and that many of them who got there should be thankful to him, that because of him that the good things did happen. But today, Rotary Club of Madras East should be very proud for what they've done today. And to Saraswati Vidyalaya, thank you, sir, for doing the honors for the club year after year. And it reminds me of, in my own way, because I grew up in Nagpur in Saraswati Vidyalaya for 5 years. So when you were talking about Saraswati Vidyalaya, it brought back my own memories of being a part of Saraswati Vidyalaya from the good old days. And it's good that you're doing this exercise since 2008. That's what Prabhu was telling me. And that's something, a long time that you have been associated with Rotary Club of Madras East. And this is something which all of your members should be proud of. And from the reverence, what I saw from the young man over here who fell at his feet, you could see the bhakti, or what we call the truly what you gain from a teacher. It doesn't happen just because he's not doing it for showmanship or something like that. He's truly doing it because he truly believes that he's a good teacher. And there is a saying which goes that there are no bad students, there are only bad teachers. And I'm sure we are in the midst of one of the best teachers we have seen in the profession of what we have seen today. Congratulations to you, sir, and truly honored to be in your presence. And I'm sure that holds good for all of us sitting over here. And that's what I was asking Prabhu, how many chartered accountants are here? And he started counting, and we lost count. How many of you here chartered accountants? Can you stand up? Who are the chartered accountants here? Thank you, guys. And I'm sure all of you should be very proud that you are here today, that one among you has reached the pinnacle of his profession and is right there over there doing what is the best which needs to be done. Congratulations to Rotary Club of Madras East, President Ramakumar. This is my first visit to your club as a district governor. It's been a pleasure. Thank you and good evening.
May I request Rotarian Purushottam to introduce our chief guest, Mr. R. Bhupati.
Good evening all, and thanks President and MC. In fact, my pranams to R. Bhupati sir, who is my guru, and also T.N. Manohar sir. Indeed, I have great pleasure in introducing my guru and chief guest of this evening, Mr. R. Bhupati. The name Bhupati means Lord of Earth. True to his name, he is the Lord of all that he pervades. Having passed his professional exams creditably, he is a acclaimed professional. He has been president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India and represented accountants in many Indian and international forums. And these are some of the many laurels bestowed on him. Bhupati sir is a very soft-spoken, mild-mannered and amiable person, always willing to help students, chartered accountants, and anyone who seeks his assistance. Having been his student myself while preparing my chartered accountancy course, I have been the beneficiary of his lectures on income tax. So this doubles up my joy in introducing the teacher, one of my teachers, who happens to be the chief guest to honor another great teacher, T.N. Manoharan. Mr. Bhupati sir is a product of Hindu High School and a commerce graduate for Vivekananda College and a fellow member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. He is a founder partner of R. Bhupati and Company Chartered Accountants. The firm, established in 1976, is marching towards its Golden Jubilee celebrations in the 3 years from now. He has more than 3 decades of experience in teaching and training and served as a resource person for taxation in various professional bodies such as Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, LIBA, IFMR, RBI Training Institute, etc. He presented papers on taxation in most of the chapters of professional bodies in India as well as in abroad. He was a member of the Central Council of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India for a period of 9 years and occupied the prestigious post of President of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India for the year 2003-04. He was also a member of Education Committee of International Federation of Accountants, an apex body of accountants worldwide for the term 2003-06. He served as chairman of International Fiscal Association, India branch, Southern region for the term 2006 to 2008. He is currently the chairman of Geojit Financial Services Limited. He is also an independent director and chairman of audit committee of Geojit group of companies such as Geojit Financial Services and Geojit Credits Private Limited and Geojit Technologies Limited. He is currently a member of the Board of Studies in Vellore Institute of Technology. He previously held various positions in corporates such as Jubilant Industries, Jubilant Agri and Consumer Products of Bhartiya Group, New Delhi, as an independent director. He was also a director of IRDA, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority. He was a member of the committees constituted by various bodies such as CBDT, SEBI, Reserve Bank of India, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, etc. He was also a member of the committee constituted by World Bank to study corporate governance in India. He was author of many books on taxation on various topics. He was a recipient of few awards such as Confederation of Asia Pacific Accountants and Paramacharya Award for his singular contribution to the accounting profession. With these few words, I present to you Paramacharya Awardee to honor our Dronacharya Awardee.
Request Mr. Bhupati to address RCME.
The President of RCME, Rotarian Ram Kumar, Governor Rotarian Nandakumar, Rotarian Natarajan, Rotarian Sivaraman, other office bearers of Rotary Club, ladies and gentlemen. When the President was talking that this club is the second largest club in this district, and this district is the second largest district in India, I remember both Manoharan and myself used to go to various places and say the fact that the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India is the second largest accounting body in the world. I came with a different frame set. And after listening to Nagalakshmi and Sivaraman, I have to change, I have to think on the dais and put across my ideas in a totally different manner. I recall my days with social organizations, and the Rotarian governor as well as all the office bearers will acknowledge to me, whenever we talk for membership campaign to invite people to become members of Rotary Club or any other social organization, among the group there will be at least 1 or 2 people saying, why should I join a social organization to contribute to charity? Left to myself from home itself I could contribute. Why are you asking for this type of question all of you would have faced? And one of the meetings we did say, we asked them, those of you who say have this view, during the last 12 months, how many social activities you have done individually without being part of the social organization? List it out in a white paper and give it. And most of them gave blank papers. Now, we said, so that's why it makes me doubly happy be part of this Rotary Club RCME. All the activities have been highlighted by Ram Kumar. I was really thrilled going through the website of RCME, and there's also another saying which people say. The old saying was, what the right hand gives, the left hand should not know. I say it's an old saying that has to be forgotten. We have to tell people what we are doing. And that is what RCME is doing. Why? Not for our own personal glory. We have to tell it to motivate others to do it. And that's why I'm very happy to be part of this Rotary Club of Madras East, which has done so many social activities on slum development, also education, community college, then vocational training, and then the health scan, cancer scan for women, all these things, really very thrilled. Now coming to the awardee, T.N. Manoharan, C.A. T.N. Manoharan. It makes my task both easy as well as challenging. Easy because my association over a period of years, and if I share some of these moments itself will be a good acknowledgement for what good work the Rotary Club has done in selecting him as an awardee. Very appropriate selection. No, you cannot find a better person than him because of his contribution. And I'm very, very glad today that he said, of all the accomplishments which he has done, the teaching profession has given him the greatest satisfaction. I would like to recall that the Kothari Committee, 1965, the Kothari Committee drafted a new education policy. And those of you who are interested, read the first sentence of the Kothari Committee report. First sentence, very first sentence. The destiny of a nation is decided in a classroom. And truly, Mr. Manoharan has acknowledged that, very, very appropriate. I would also like to share another incident. You all know and read about the World War II. And Mussolini wanted his team or his battalion to invade a particular small city. They went to that city, tried to conquer that city, but they were not successful, they came back. Second time they went, they came back. Third time they went, they came back. They were not successful. So Mussolini asked them, what is it? How many people are there? It's a big city? No, very few people are there. A few thousands are there. Is it having a very strong leader? Nothing like that. Then who is that leader? The leader is a teacher, sir. Then we have to be careful. That is his observation. So the importance for teaching. What he did not tell is, which I have identified during the course of my association with him, is preparation. See, I did not know that he was my student. Frankly, I did not know. He acknowledged that he is my student. Second, of course, he has acknowledged earlier itself, not now, not today, earlier itself he has acknowledged. So I don't recollect my pleasant memories as a student. But after that, we, just like this organization, we had another organization, professional organization, where we used to select best speakers for the year, 12 months. And when we introduced Mr. Manoharan, from that day, he was the best speaker for the calendar year when we choose. So his leadership qualities or his skill sets and ability to work hard, presence of mind. The second thing I would like to share, I do not know whether he will recollect, but I do recollect. Because we people, when we are speaking in many forums, we have special things for afternoon sessions. Afternoon session, how to start an afternoon session, we will have different types of things in our pocket. Depending upon the occasion, we'll bring one after the other. So one afternoon session, we both were speakers. We both were speakers in a very rural place, and the hall was full. I had to speak first, and he had to follow me. Then I spoke on something and got the attention of the speaker audience. And then at one particular point of time, when I was in depth of the subject, suddenly there was a question from a very senior professional sitting in the last row. My preparation was to that extent, and that question literally floored me, and we had Mr. Manoharan by my side as a co-speaker who had great hands-on experience on the question which he raised. And immediately he jumped in and gave an apt answer. Sometimes when the co-speakers speak, they speak in such a manner that the other speaker is let down. But without doing that, in a very subtle, very light manner, very appropriate manner, which I acknowledge today in recognition of the awardee. That is a great art. That's a great art in the sense you should not hurt the feelings of others, but at the same time, I have seen that not only in that conference, but when we go for committee meetings, I'm very glad that this club has got 184 members, including 24 lady members. I know it should be a challenging moment for all of you, because when we have committee meetings on technical subjects, when 8-9 people are there, to manage 8-9 people was a very tremendous task. And invariably you will find opposite views, strong opposite views, equally forcible views. We remember, as Mr. Manoharan said, in a very light way, where in a court, when one particular senior advocate is arguing, the judge is really enamored and said, yes, what you say is correct. What you say is correct. I agree with you. And then another advocate, senior advocate, starts arguing. Judge says, you are also correct. You are correct. One ordinary person in the audience stands up and says, what judge you are? You are saying he is correct. He is also correct. You are also correct. Sit down, he said. So the manner in which you have to look into the aspect. Sometimes what happens is very critical issues. People put across those ideas in a very strong manner. But Mr. Manoharan, with his usual style, will listen to that point, take that point, express his views very clearly, and it will not press his point of view. He will leave it at that stage. And when the discussion goes round, the same point which Mr. Manoharan said will be echoed by somebody else, and he will join in and say, this is a consensus view, we take this view, and we can carry it on. This is an art which we have to develop. So this is one thing. And one more thing about the teaching which he said, which I would like to just say in passing. We are not interested in the brightest students in the class. They will pass whether we are here or not. We are not interested. We are not interested in the bottom of the class, because whatever we do, they may not be successful. But we are interested in the shades of gray between the top and with little bit of push, little bit of encouragement, little bit of direction to them, they will all pass. And that's what Mr. Manoharan has been doing, and I am very glad that, and very many interesting moments I have shared with him, and it's very, very absorbing, and I am very blessed today to be the chief guest for participating in this Rotary Club meeting, as well as recognizing the work, the awardee, Dronacharya Award, right name, because that's the right caption to be given for accomplished teacher. So the last aspect I would like to share it. See, teachers, they could proceed one up to a particular level. What is the best part of CATA Manoharan is the scaling up. A scaling up in the sense, once he entered the council, he scaled up his abilities to meet the new challenges. In his first term, he had served only 2 terms in the council of the institute. In the second term itself, he became the vice president and president. And the first term, the third year during my presidentship, there was a Chartered Accountants Amendment Bill, which had many clauses which where the members were agitated. So we had to make presentation to the government. We formed a committee and Mr. Manoharan was the coordinator of that committee. He made very effective presentations before the government, and later on that committee was called as T.N. Manoharan Committee. Earlier, afterwards, people will, of course, official records, there will be an official name for it. But when we discuss, we will say it's Manoharan Committee. That is the thing. That's the scaling up. Immediately, in a new dimension, he's scaling up. Then after that, when he finished his presidency of the institute, he became, when the opportunity to serve on the board of Satyam came, he worked so very diligently, so very meticulously, that they recognized his services, and that led to the Padma Shri because of his contribution. See, whenever we have difficulties, we complain. But here is a person who could think out of the box and who could work relentlessly to solve those obstacles, to get over these obstacles. These are the the scaling aspects. And after that, the Canara Bank, the 4th largest public sector bank in India, he and got an extension because of his good work, which is there recognized. Presently, the chairman of IDBI. So these are all things. Every position which he held, he scaled up to the requirements and raised the bar, and that is what we have to emulate from him to reach higher pedestals in life. I would like to end on this note. Some of the management institutes, they will tell, look at all the parties. There are students from Sarada Vidyalaya, is it not? So I could ask them, in a career, what is it you would like to be? One person in the audience said, I would like to be a good person. Like to be a good person. When good person means high values, principles, contented with life, I will not trouble anybody, all these things, good person. Then they looked at the other people in the hall and asked, what is it you would like to be? One more person stood up and said, I would like to be a successful person. One person said good person, the other person successful person. Successful person means you have ambitions, goals, and you want to achieve that. Then you achieve it, you are a successful person. Then the speaker thought he has done his job. And then looked around and asked. Then another person stood up and said, what is it you would like to be? I would like to be a great person. No. So, good person, successful person, great person. Then the speaker asked him with a lot of anxiety, who is a great person? Why do you say you want to become a great person? Is a person who continues to be good after becoming successful. He is that great person, and Rotary Club is known for its punctuality, starting on time. Let me apologize for coming 2 minutes late for this meeting. I will not push it on anybody's responsibility, but the Chief Minister was passing that side. Thank you very much.
Request President Ram Kumar to felicitate the Chief Guest and the District Governor.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Rotarian Prabram, would you please give us the vote of thanks?
Thank you, Jai. President, dignitaries on and off the dais, friends, good evening. It is my pleasure and honor to propose the formal vote of thanks this evening. We are delighted and honored by the gracious presence of our chief guest, Shri R. Bhupati. Your presence here is greatly appreciated, sir. It is our privilege and pleasure to present the coveted Dronacharya Award this year to the distinguished Sri T.N. Manoharan. Sir, you are a role model, and we are sure that with your kind words of wisdom this evening, many will be motivated and encouraged. Thank you for accepting this recognition, sir. Our district governor, Dr. N. Nandakumar, has been an ardent admirer of our club. We thank you so much, sir, for your kind presence and encouragement. We sincerely thank and appreciate our Rotarian Natarajan's continued support for this event through his sponsorship. Many thanks, sir. We appreciate the attendance and participation of Saraswati Vidyalaya faculty, staff, teachers, and all the students. We thank our distinguished guests and invitees, district officials, visiting Rotarians for your gracious presence. Our wholehearted appreciation to the press and media for their continued support in featuring our events. Thank you to the Director, Community Service Development, Rotarian Shivram, and his team for organizing this award ceremony in a grand manner. We appreciate the contribution of Rotarians Divya, Babu Krishnamurthy, Past President R. M. Narayanan, Past President Balraman, Rotarian Nagalakshmi, Gurmukh Sujita, Past President Purushothaman, Skandaraj. Thank you all so much. Thanks to MC Jai and Shruti for the melodious invocation song. The Crown Plaza is to be commended for their wholehearted support. Last but not the least, I thank all our members and aunts for their presence in person and also on the virtual platform. Thank you all so much.
Please rise for the National Anthem.
Thank you, sir. Jagaraja Prabhu Vidyarchana. T. Nagar.